Hello everyone, Ron here, and I am here with a bit of a little travel video. I'm actually going to put it up on both channels. I did a video a little while ago. A viewer requested about This is Germany. I thought that was a lot of fun, and my wife and I used to like watching those kinds of videos. Sometimes they're aerial views, sometimes they're just people traveling. This one is two people, Tia and Andy, traveling. I don't know Tia and Andy, but I live in Ontario. And at first I was looking for Canada and I thought, oh, Ontario's a big province. And I saw the thumbnail for this one. I saw several thumbnails and I thought this might be fun. I don't know. I haven't watched the video, but from the thumbnail and the information underneath it, I thought this should be a good one to give some of my viewers from other parts of the world and maybe other parts of Canada even a little glimpse into Ontario. Of course, every province is really large and there's a lot of places to visit, so it's not going to hit on everything, but it should give you an idea, and you can see this beautiful waterfall here, so that should be good. I'm putting it up on both channels. I think I already mentioned that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? It's time to do it. Just push that little button, doesn't hurt at all. Also, check in the description for some more information on the way that you can help the channels, etc. I appreciate everyone who has subscribed, liked videos, commented. Let me know if you know some of these places. Let me know what your favorite place to visit in Ontario, what it is. I think I messed up that sentence really well. And or your favorite place in the world. I guess you could let me know. Or if you have any requests for videos such as this for other places in the world. Always very, very interesting. All right, let's have a look and a listen to top 10 places to visit in Ontario, Canada in 2022, not too long ago, so it wouldn't have changed too much. Best Ontario day trips.
We've had an incredible couple of years exploring Ontario, and now we want to share that with you. In this video, we're going to list out some of the most
Beautiful.
amazing places to visit throughout Ontario in 2022. Let's go. Let's kick off this list in Northern Ontario. Ouimet Canyon is a large gorge near Thunder Bay, Ontario.
I haven't been there.
The gorge gives you panoramic views of a 150-meter wide gorge and sheer cliffs that drop 100 meters straight down to the canyon floor. There's a short 1-kilometer trail and boardwalk that takes you out to 2 separate lookout platforms with spectacular views of the canyon.
Beautiful nature. Maybe not in the spring.
One cool feature of the gorge is that Arctic plants that are usually found 1,000 kilometers north of Ouimet Canyon actually survive in the unique environment at the bottom of the canyon. We visited on a day that was a little bit rainy and foggy, so we didn't get the best views of the canyon, but we still had a great time doing the 1-kilometer boardwalk trail.
Smell the air.
It's also good to note that while there isn't any attendance monitoring this park, there is a drop box to drop $2 per person, which goes towards the maintenance of the park overall. If you're looking for something that's fun for the whole family, Amethyst Mine Panorama is the stop for you. It is located about 60 kilometers east of Thunder Bay and is open 7 days a week from June to October. Amethyst Mine Panorama is an active working amethyst mine and welcomes visitors to come and mine for their own amethysts.
Cool.
First impressions, we came into the building. Everyone here is super lovely, super nice. Part of the admission fee, so it's $10 per person, and that includes about a 20-minute tour where they teach you about the geology and the history of the mine, which I think is pretty cool. And then you get to go and mine your own amethysts. She said usually a handful is about £1, and they charge $4 per pound for anything that you want to take home with you.
Awesome.
You don't need to wear any special clothes or bring any tools with you, but we do recommend at least having closed-toed shoes. Everything else you need is provided. This was a super fun experience, and we are so glad that we did not pass it up.
Never been there, but I do have amethyst. Some bigger pieces.
Kakabeka Falls is the second highest waterfall in all of Ontario and is open year-round for viewing. It's found in Kakabeka
Beautiful.
Falls Provincial Park, and it is lined with boardwalks and trails that wrap all the way around the falls to give you so many different views.
All right,
Nice.
welcome to Kakabeka Falls. This is the Niagara Falls of the North. I don't know if you can hear me, and I'm not gonna explain much more. Giant waterfall, super awesome. Check it out.
If you're looking for something
Wow.
great outdoors that's really peaceful and beautiful to look at, Kakabeka Falls is the stop for you.
Nice shot.
If you like to discover peculiar things in your travels, the town of Wawa has something perfect for you.
Big goose.
We're in the town of Wawa, where amongst other things, you will find a giant goose statue, which is prominently displayed right at the fork as soon as you turn into the city.
Do you spy with your eye the giant goose?
That is one big goose. Every angle.
So that's actually pretty cool. This is the last point in for the Ontario portion of the Highway 1. So over here, I guess, is where they finally connected it. And reading reading quickly through this, basically the connection of this allowed a lot quicker travel between Wawa and Sault Ste. Marie. It used to take 8 hours, and honestly, it took us 3 with a lot of stops. So thank God we have the good stretch now.
It's a big difference.
All right, we learned another new thing. The drive between Wawa and Sault Ste. Marie is voted as one of the top 9 great drives of Canada, which makes a lot of sense because the whole time we've been driving up here, we keep saying how beautiful it is, and we can't believe we're in Ontario.
It has been extremely scenic.
Manitoulin Island is found in northern Ontario, right in Lake Huron. There's 2 ways to access the island. You can drive all the way to the north of Ontario and access from Little Current, which is the first town on the island, or alternatively, if you're in southern Ontario, you can head up to Tobermory and take the Cheecham ferry with your car or any other vehicle you're driving over to the island. The island is full of adventure and experiences, and there's something for everyone. It's really rich in history and culture and has a lot of beautiful scenic areas. Things like waterfalls, amazing hikes, and scenic views. It's also a prime area for stargazing as there's little light pollution, so make sure to check that out if you ever head over there. If you're looking to get really adventurous, we actually did our first bike packing trip on Manitoulin Island and found that it was perfect for first timers. There's very little car traffic, allowing you to bike easily and safely on the roads as you go from town to town. There's also so many quaint shops and restaurants where you can get some fresh fish and chips and other food. We personally really enjoyed visiting Manitoulin Island and cannot wait to go back.
Beautiful.
If Northern Ontario is a trek for you, then maybe Central Ontario is where you'll want to be. In Central Ontario, we've got 2 parks you don't want to miss, and the first one is Algonquin Provincial Park. Algonquin is by far
Sorry, I had to back up there a little bit because I wasn't sure how long they were going to go with Manitoulin Island, and then I thought there might be an ad for me to stop, but there wasn't because I'm trying to cut out the ads because YouTube will put new ads, so I didn't want ads on top of ads. But I wanted to stop because I am very familiar with Manitoulin Island. I've been there many times. My wife and I got married on Manitoulin Island, and we always took the Chichimon, the ferry, and I have a cardboard, I don't know if you can see this, a cardboard version of it that they used to sell in the little shop on the ferry, on the boat. Used to have candies inside here. That's where all the cars go, and the trucks and everything else, motorcycles. I used to have candy, so I bought this to bring back because I don't have my L.T.L tutoring t-shirt on, but I tutor, and I tutor a lot of all ages, but a lot of children and even older people like candy. And I always offer a candy during our session. So that was perfect. The kids got a big kick out of that. And so we always took the ferry up and it came into South Baymouth. And instead of Little Current, which is if you drive all the way around from where we are, it's much further to drive around. So we drive up, put the car on the ferry across to South Baymouth. That's where we got married, right outside on the dock or near the dock where the ferry comes in. And then we had our reception not too far away on an older ferry, the Nor Isle, that used to be a museum, but it's no longer there. This was quite some time ago, but that was amazing to have our reception there. We traveled all over Manitoulin Island. It is beautiful. A lot of lakes, a lot of trees, and a lot of rock. So it's, some people love it. Some people, there's not enough shopping for them, no malls, things like that. But for us, it was absolutely gorgeous. So I just had to back up and mention that.
You can get some fresh fish and chips and other food. We
Yes.
personally really enjoyed
Lots of
visiting
fish.
Manitoulin Island and cannot wait to go back. If Northern Ontario is a far trek for you, then maybe Central Ontario is where you'll want to be. In Central Ontario, we've got 2 parks you don't want to miss, and the first one is Algonquin Provincial Park. Algonquin is by far one of the most popular provincial parks, and for good reason. With 8 campgrounds, 14 interpretive trails, a logging museum, and an art center, along with many, many lakes that you can go take a dip in, this is the park for everyone.
It is
Driving
beautiful.
up Highway 60, you'll be immersed in Algonquin Provincial Park. You'll have a range of trees and lakes and stunning views. The area also offers superb fishing opportunities, amazing wildlife viewing and photography opportunities. If you're into birding, well, there's lots of that, and there's year-round options. If you're really looking for a nature getaway, this is the perfect spot for you. Our next
Gorgeous,
park
but I don't
falls
tempt.
technically on the cusp of Northern and Central Ontario, but we're just going to say it's in Central Ontario, and that's Killarney Provincial Park. This is by far one of our personal favorite parks, and that's because the wilderness and landscape is just stunning. This park has 645 square kilometers of wilderness landscape that showcase the pink granite of the Georgian Bay coast, as well as the white quartzite of the La Cloche Mountains.
Cool.
The region actually served as inspiration to the Group of Seven, which are some of the most famous artists in this country's history. And they were so captivated by Killarney Provincial Park that they actually petitioned the government of Ontario to make it a provincial park before it was one. The park is home to extensive backcountry canoeing and sea kayaking experiences, as well as home to outstanding hiking trails, including La Cloche Silhouette Trail and our favorite, the Crack. This is another park that really just does not disappoint. So if you've never been to Killarney Provincial Park, we highly recommend adding this one to your list.
Lots of rock. Beautiful lookouts. Get that on Manitoulin as well.
This brings us to Southern Ontario. Point Pelee National Park is Canada's second smallest but most ecologically diverse national park. It is home to more than 390 bird species and 70 species of trees. And about 70% of it is actually composed of marsh, which is lined with cattails as far as the eye can see. This is one of the largest remaining marshes in Southern Ontario. Depending on the time of year you visit, you might actually see things like frogs, turtles, muskrats, snakes, and various other insects when walking the marsh boardwalk.
Cool.
The Tip Trail is a short 5-minute drive from the Marsh Boardwalk. This is probably the most popular trail in the park as it takes you to the southernmost tip of Canada. At the start of the trail, you'll find a lookout tower, and if you head straight down the trail, you'll end up at the very tip of Canada.
Is that the tip?
If you're not afraid of heights, heading up the tower is a must. It'll give you a whole different view of the entire tip, along with all of the beautiful greenery and plants that surround it. If you're looking for a little more, this national park offers authentic camping. This is basically a unique accommodation that's a mix between an A-frame cabin and a prospector tent, all on a raised wooden platform. These
Great
allow you
view.
to stay overnight at the park so you can do more exploring.
Nice.
Known as Ontario's most beautiful village, Elora is a quaint little town that's home to Elora Gorge and tubing down the Grand River. It has a historic downtown that is bustling with artists and musicians and is perfect for souvenir shopping or dining at one of their exquisite restaurants. If you're looking for the small town vibes, this is definitely the destination for you. Now there's quite a few different things that you can do in Elora, so here's some of our tips.
All right, everyone. So Elora is a really small town. We are pretty much on the main strip right now. One of the great ways of spending an afternoon.
Well, you're on the main strip of Mill Street, but there's two main strips actually. There's the on Mill Street and off Mill Street, the older town, or maybe not the older, that's the wrong word, but the town and the tourist area. Mill Street's sort of the tourist area. I worked in Elora. I used to live not far from there in Fergus, Ontario, and I used to walk and or bike to work in Elora. I was a chef at a restaurant there, which is just up this way from the Elora Mill. Beautiful little waterfall just past the Elora Mill. I'm not sure if they'll show that. They probably will since they're right there. But yeah, it is a gorgeous town. But there was a bit of a rivalry sometimes about the sort of regular town people and the Mill Street. It wasn't a bad one, but there's, all those artists down there on Mill Street.
In the middle of winter in Ontario, Canada. So first stop, your perfect first stop would be the Elora Mill. It's part of the Mill kind of restaurant group. There's an Ancaster one, a Cambridge one, and the third one is right here in Elora. But come check it out. A terrific way to start your Sunday. All right, now if the brunch thing is not your thing and you're here purely for adventure, then you want to still come to right here on Price Street. Head up Price Street and you will see a playground, and take a left, and that's where you're gonna find the trailhead.
Although you can't get down into the gorge in the winter, you can still walk along the trail and see the views from above. There's also companies nearby, such as One Axe Pursuits, that offer winter activities such as ice climbing along the gorge. In the summertime, you can head all the way down to the gorge and walk along it as you explore.
Nice.
Elora is also home to Elora Quarry if you're looking for something a little more calm where you can really go swimming. Last but not least, it's the perfect Instagrammable spot. If you're looking to get some great photos, head to downtown in the summer or the winter and capture shots like these.
Doesn't look like they're going to show that little falls. It was like a mini version of that bigger one that you saw with the rock in the middle. And also, yes, I have gone swimming in the Laura Quarry, and you used to be able to jump off the cliffs there. I don't think they allow that any longer because people got hurt, and I think one person died. But I did jump twice off the higher part of the cliff. I did get injured, but not too seriously. Just a lot of bleeding, but it wasn't as bad as it looked, really, just broken skin vessels. And yeah, it's a beautiful location though, and you can go. There is a little beach there that you can go in. You don't have to jump off a cliff to get in the water. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Sorry, more ads that I'm cutting out there. About Elora, I should say one more thing. There used to, I don't know now, I haven't been back for quite some time, but there used to be a lot of artists, painters, pottery makers, sculptors, writers. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same, but there used to be a lot of amazing artists and interesting, very, very interesting people, particularly along Mill Street, but other parts of Elora as well. Yeah.
Flower Pot Island is found in Georgian Bay and is part of the Fathom 5 National Marine Park. You can get to the island by boat or by kayak if you're experienced. We always take the Blue Heron Cruise line. You simply buy your ticket, check the number on the ticket, and go line up at the appropriate dock.
It is a gorgeous tour.
The Tobermory area has two harbors,
Not on that boat.
Big Tub Harbor and Little Tub Harbor. When you get on the Blue Heron Cruises boat, they take you into Big Tub Harbor first to see a couple of shipwrecks and learn about their history. From there, it's smooth sailing on your way to Flower Pot Island.
We went on the tour on a smaller boat, a much smaller boat, and he took a lot longer, so it was actually great. There were only a few of us, my wife and I think another couple.
There are two ways to explore the island. The most popular option is doing a day trip. If this is what you plan on doing, make sure you book your boat ticket for there and back. You don't want to be stranded. Now, the island itself has a couple of trails that you can walk on, one of which will take you to both of the flower pot formations, the small flower pot and the big flower pot. It'll also take you all the way up to the lighthouse where you can learn a little bit of history of the island itself.
Nice.
If you're doing a day trip, the amount of time you want to be on the island is really going to depend on you as a person and what you're looking to get out of your day. If you just want to see the flower pots and the caves, 1.5 hours is more than enough time. If you want to see the flower pots, cave, and light station, 3 hours is probably a good amount of time. And if you want to see the flower pots, cave, light station, have a picnic, and hike the entire loop trail, we'd recommend between 4 and 5 hours so that you can really enjoy your views. For any day trip, make sure to bring sturdy footwear, sunscreen and a hat, carry in water because there's no tap water available, and make sure you bring some snacks with you. The second way you can enjoy the island is by camping on Flower Pot Island. This is by far one of the most unique campsites we have ever stayed at. There's only 6 campsites on the island, and once all the tour boats are done for the day, it's literally just you and the other campers. We personally only ran into another couple while we camped on Flower Pot Island. The best part about camping here is there's absolutely no light pollution at night, meaning you can see the stars and they are absolutely beautiful.
Amazing.
If backcountry camping is your thing, we highly recommend camping on Flower Pot Island. Rock Point Provincial Park is located on the north shore of Lake Erie, and it's really close to the mouth of the Grand River. Probably the coolest part about Rock Point Provincial Park is that it's home to exposed fossils of a coral reef dating back to over 350 million years, and these are embedded in a limestone shelf along the beach.
Slightly older than I am.
There are 4 areas for car camping in Rock Point: Kinsey, Nice, Minor, and Lookout. Kinsey and Nice camping areas offer electrical campsites and can accommodate equipment ranging from large trailers to tents. Minor and Lookout do not offer electrical service, but the campsites accommodate tents to small trailers. We stayed in the Minor section, and our campsite was pretty grassy and had some tree coverage. It was really nicely kept and quite large. There's 1 kilometer of natural sand and pebble beach that runs from the campground to the day use area. The beach does have a gradual drop off that's not marked by a buoy line, so if you do plan on going swimming, please be careful. Our campsite was near the very end of the beach and had stairs that you needed to use to get down to the beach area.
I just went for a little stroll. We're kind of like at the end of the beach in the park here, like on the farthest side. And there's a rock shelf. One thing that Rock Point Provincial Park is known for here is its fossils. There's kind of like a rock shelf at the end of the beach, and walking along it, you can actually just like with the blind eye spot some fossilization, which is really, really cool. So that's what I'm about to show you now. So you can see that way is just regular beach. I mean, you can kind of see because of the fog. But over here is like an entire rock shelf, and I'm literally just at the beginning of it, and look at this.
Cool.
These are
All fossils.
Love the sound of that water.
Oh my gosh, look at that one.
While this is in no way an entire list of everything Ontario has to offer, it is a list of some of the awesome places we've personally explored over the last couple of years. We really hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope you have the opportunity to get out and explore in 2022. If you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel, because we've got lots more where this came from.
All right, I think that's the end. I'll stop. Yes, I'll put a link below to the original video. And Tia and Andy, thank you very much. That was a good tour. Okay, well, we'll stop at the campsite there. Gorgeous. Some places I've been, some places I haven't been, some places I'm not actually sure we might have been. I can't remember all the different parks and things because sometimes we would just go in to visit, just sort of walk around and then take off and do another drive and stop again. And yeah, we visited so many places, natural parks and lakes and areas. So it's yeah, it's gorgeous. A lot more, of course, in Ontario, but this was a very good video. I really did enjoy it. Um, you got to see lots of scenery, lots of parks and areas like that, a couple of towns. But there's so much in Ontario. In every province, there's so many different things in Ontario. It's such a huge province. There's thousands and thousands of places to visit, so can't cover them all. But this was good, and it gave a little bit of information, travel information, if you're interested in that. Yeah, I thought it was fun. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and check in the description for a link to their channel, so you can go there and support them and check out the other things that they have on their channel. Don't forget to subscribe here. And of course, you can comment. Let me know what you think, and let me know if there are videos that you would like, maybe of your area, of your part of the world. If you have a specific link, let me know, though, because sometimes it's difficult to find exactly what people are looking for. So sending me the link would be very helpful. You can generally do that on YouTube. Some people say they have trouble doing it for some reason. I don't know why, because others do, but that's the nature of tech, I guess. But you can always email me as well. That's another way of doing it. And all that information is available. Yeah. Other than that, have a beautiful day. I hope you have some amazing trips wherever you're living. We saw some fantastic spots, a completely different kind of video for Germany, but we saw some great spots there. Not so much for camping and whatnot, but great buildings and places to visit there, and some super camping spots and just places that you can shop and walk around and visit here in Ontario. It is Ron. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye for now.